Apple's Wonderlust event has concluded, and in this video I'm going to summarize everything that was announced. So we have the Apple Watch S9, so it's Series 9, we have the new Apple Watch Ultra 2, and we also have the new iPhone 15 lineup. So the iPhone 15, the 15 Plus, the 15 Pro, and the 15 Pro Max. So actually they did launch low-key the new Apple AirPods Pro 2 case as well, which now supports USB-C. But without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start with the Watch Series 9. The new Series 9 Apple Watch comes with a new chip, which is the main headline here. It's the new Series 9 chip, the S9 chip, which offers better performance, better graphics, and improved brightness. The new S9 chip also brings a new double tap gesture for quickly answering calls or snoozing alarms, for example. You'll be able to tap your index finger and the thumb of the watch with your hands on, tap it together twice quickly, and conveniently perform many of the most common actions on the Apple Watch Series 9. So how does it actually work? It works by processing data from the accelerometer, the gyroscope, and optical heart sensor with a machine learning algorithm. The algorithm detects the unique signature of tiny wrist movements and changes in blood flow when the index finger and thumb performs a double tap gesture. Don't get too excited though, because if you do purchase one, which I think is available to order from now, it's not going to be available straight away. So the software update is going to come later on. So when you do get one, look forward to that. Another update is with Siri. So before we had Siri in the cloud, so now it's on device. And what that means for you is just faster response, and you'll be able to connect it to your health data. So you'll be able to log data, for example, what medications you've taken for the day. You can also ask it questions, which it then responds very quickly. So you can ask, for example, how many steps did I do today? How much sleep did I have today? You can log things like even a quick nap. It can be like, oh, I had a nap today. Hey Siri, log my nap for today. So that's pretty cool. The Apple Watch Series 9 also has a new 4-core neural engine that can process machine learning tasks up to twice as fast when compared to the Apple Watch Series 8. When it comes to the battery life, we also see an improvement like I was talking about with the new Series 9 chip. So with this one, well, S9 chip. With this one, we can see an all-day battery life with the new Series 9. We're looking at up to 18 hours of all-day battery life. More on that display though. The display on the Apple Watch Series 9 also sees an increase in brightness. So we're looking at up to 2000 nits peak brightness, which is double that of the predecessor. You can also drop to 1 nits as well. So where this is important is, so the peak brightness is useful for when you're reading in daylight, for example, when it's bright and sunny outside, and then it drops all the way to 1. So for example, if you went to the cinema, it doesn't disturb the people around you, or at nighttime, it doesn't disturb you when you're trying to sleep. The new S9 chip also features a new 2nd generation ultra wideband chip. With this, it just means more precision and longer distance when it comes to things like finding my phone, when it's connected to compatible devices, which has the same 2nd generation ultra wideband chip. So it works in tandem, which means it's easy to find them. You can go for longer as well. So again, you can leave your phone somewhere further away and you'll still be able to find it. Finally, when it comes to the Apple Watch series, we also have a new Apple Watch Ultra 2. I currently use the current Apple Watch Ultra, and some of the issues I have with it are things like brightness and battery life. So with this, it takes advantage of everything the new S9 chip is all about, but also offers brighter display. So we're looking at 3000 peak brightness, but also we get longer battery life. So we're looking at 36 hours of usage or 72 hours on low power mode. To take an advantage of that new bright display, we also have a new watch face, which is the modular ultra watch face. So this takes advantage of that big display, the brightness level, and it just looks really good. Next, we have the new lineup of the iPhone 15 series. So we're looking at the iPhone 15, the 15 Plus, and the Pro models, so the iPhone 15 Pro and the iPhone 15 Pro Max. The new iPhone 15 base models features a color-infused back glass with a textured matte finishing and a new contoured edge on the aluminium enclosure. Both the 15 and the 15 Plus models now feature the dynamic island and a 48 megapixel main camera and a new 2-time telephoto option to give you a total of 3 optical zoom levels, like having a third camera basically. The 2 iPhone 15 base models sees the use of the A17 Bionic processor, which we already know for its performance, not so much for battery life though, but hopefully we'll see some improvement in that department. And we also get that new USB-C, which is true across the board. The only thing to bear in mind here though is with the new iPhone 15 and the iPhone 15 Plus base models, what we get here with the USB-C is still the same speed as your Lightning port. So you don't take advantage of that USB 3 speeds that we get on the Pro and the Pro Max models. The regular iPhone 15 has a 6.1 inch display and the Plus at 6.7 inch. Both Super Retina XDR with peak HDR brightness, now reaching up to 1600 nits. So HDR photos and videos, they just look sharper, they look better. And when it's sunny, peak outdoor brightness can reach up to 2000 nits, twice as bright as the previous generation. One thing I also love is that new sound improvement when making phone calls or FaceTime calls, for example. You can now have a voice isolation mode, which means when speaking to other people, it can almost act as a noise cancellation sort of effect, which isolates your voice, so the noise around you is no more. It's fantastic on the demo, but we'll put that to the test when we actually get one here in the studio. Having said that though, the Pro models are the ones that I'm super excited about because I've always been a Pro model user. So this is actually seeing some improvements that's actually worth the upgrade, even coming from the iPhone 14 Pro Max. The 6.1-inch iPhone 15 Pro and the 6.7-inch iPhone 15 Pro Max are designed with aerospace-grade titanium, meaning it's very strong, it's lightweight, and Apple says it's even stronger than pure titanium. The new design also features contoured edges, making it more comfortable to hold, and a customizable action button replacing that silent switch that we know already, and will give you the ability to personalize what's activated, for example, quickly launching your camera app or voice notes. The camera also sees some updates as well, especially with the Pro Max model, which is the one, again, I'm super excited about. There's an improved and more advanced 48 megapixel main camera system that now supports the new super high resolution 24 megapixel default, the next generation of portraits with focus and depth control, improvements to night mode and smart HDR, and all new 5x telephoto camera exclusively on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Apple also introduced a new A17 Pro processor. With this comes hardware accelerated graphics, so we're talking ray tracing. So this is going to be good for gamers out there. It's an industry-first processor based on 3nm process technology for the next level of gaming experiences. So we're talking, like I said already, hardware accelerated ray tracing for better graphics whilst remaining very power efficient. So it shouldn't drain your battery in the process of gaming all day long. The new CPU is up by 10% in terms of speed, and this is thanks to that micro-architectural and design improvements. And the neural engine is now up 2 times faster, so you see improvements in features like autocorrect and personal voice in iOS 17. The GPU is also 20% more faster, offering better graphics experience and improved AR application experiences as well. It also means we get console-level titles like Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 4, Death Stranding, and Assassin's Creed Mirage are coming to the Pro models. The A17 Pro processor includes a dedicated AV1 decoder, enabling more efficient, high-quality video streaming, and with a new USB controller, you get USB 3 speeds on the iPhone Pro Max and the Pro model. So much higher transfer speeds and video output of up to 4K at 60 frames per second HDR. Anyone that's tried to transfer your 10-bit 42 ProRes whatever file from iPhone 14 Pro Max will know it takes forever to transfer these files, especially if you've shot a large portion or segment in your day. So this is a big news for content creators out there. Okay, let's go back to that camera though. There's a bit more to talk about here. Apple are back at it with the computational photography. The main camera allows you to switch between 24mm, 28mm and 35mm focal length. So all the focal lengths that photographers are quite used to going between and switching between. And you can even choose them as a new default as well. So in addition to 48 megapixel Pro RAW, the main camera also supports 48 megapixel HEIF images with 4 times more resolution. The iPhone 15 Pro's camera also still features that 3x telephoto lens, which is unfortunate. But with the Pro Max, we get a new 5x optical zoom, which Apple says it can stretch up to 120mm focal length, which is insane when you think about it in that sort of size of a phone. Of course, this will be great for close-ups, wildlife photos, and catching the action from further distances away. The new telephoto camera on the iPhone 15 Pro Max has a tetraprism design with a combined optical image stabilization and autofocus 3D sensor shift module. Whilst all that just sounds like jargons, what that means is when you're shooting a telephoto, that sort of range, it's hard to keep your hands steady and still get sharp images. But using that 3D sensor shift technology, it means using that 5x zoom, whether you're shooting videos or stills, photos will still remain sharp and actually be in focus. On both devices, so the Pro and the Pro Max, you'll also be able to take portraits without having to switch to portrait mode. So when you capture your subjects, the iPhone will automatically capture depth information and then turn the photos into portraits later in Photo app on your iPhone, iPad, or Mac. You'll also be able to adjust the focus points after the photos have been taken. So finally, iPhone users will be taking advantage of what Android users have been doing for a while now, so this should be interesting. Both models, so the Pro and the Pro Max again, features the 2nd generation ultra-wideband chip, meaning 3 times the range as before, support for MagSafe, and future Qi 2 wireless charging devices. You'll also be able to record to external storage using USB-C, you have log encoding when filming, and spatial video using the ultra-wide-angle camera and the main camera sensors. So it's all well and good reading out all the specs and everything they've already spoken about. What are my first impressions? I think I really love the Pro Max, so the 15 Pro Max. I think content creators will really like this. Gamers will really like it as well. USB-C ports, absolutely welcomed. But for the people that will be going to the normal iPhone 15, and the 15 Plus, you're not really taking advantage of the speed of what USB-C is all about. But it just means you'll be able to use your current cables that you've got at home and not having to buy that lightning cable anymore. Also means if you do opt for that new AirPods Pro 2 with the new USB-C case, you can just carry one cable with you to charge all your devices and not have to worry about a bunch of cables in your bag when traveling. And I guess the next question as well is, should you actually upgrade? I mean, it depends on what you're using at the moment. So if you're using the iPhone 13, it can be worth the upgrade, I think, because you will take advantage of that A16 Bionic chip if you go for the 15 and the 15 Plus. But if you're coming from the iPhone 14, I say stay put. But if you are coming from iPhone 14 and you want something that's a bit more powerful and useful for your creativity in terms of that USB-C advantage, so USB 3, the speed that you get with that, then it definitely is worth that upgrade. I'm also looking forward to that 5x optical zoom because that's going to be a really good thing to look forward to, as in quality-wise, sharpness and all that jazz. So do with that information what you will. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Would you upgrade? Are you going to be upgrading? Let us know. And we're going to be getting them in as well for review. So let me know what you want to see in terms of reviews. We're definitely going to be comparing the 14 Pro Max and the 15 Pro Max to see what the differences are and if the Pro Max is actually better, the 15 Pro Max. So we'll be comparing those. So yeah, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of those. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.